All right, last segment here from the Olivia room. Talking about a lot of history that she has no knowledge of. We've discussed some of the personal hardships in the war. Families kind of broken apart by divides between loyalist, patriots, neutral. And then you had the role of the many women played in the war. Now I want to talk about African Americans, both free and enslaved, and their perspective and outlook on this war. At the start of the war, I shouldn't say only, a third of colonists were of African descent. I should have said only, that's a great percentage. 33% were of African descent. Now, most were enslaved in the South. There were some that had taken up freedom in some northern cities, as the North would come around sooner than the South to end slavery, but that's ahead of us right now. Question is, how are they feeling about the Revolutionary War? Well, you had over 5,000 enslaved Africans fight for the Continental Army, which begs the question, why fight? You are enslaved. The promise of freedom. The Rhode Island Regiment, a group of soldiers, they were the first to receive this promise of freedom. Now that was for the Americans in the Continental Army. There were some African Americans enslaved that fought for the British Army, a group out of Virginia, for example. I guess it depends on which side you're betting on to win. Even some of the free Africans had taken sides during this time period. But it seemed to me the promise of freedom was something that they had aspired to. A notable one is James Armstead. He, for example, the Continental Army was a spy for George Washington, and his information was critical in their victory at Yorktown. And I guess we'll hold off for the next segment. And this wraps up African Americans, Enslaved and Free.